we will take the second example on the Norton's theorem. The example is find the current through the 10 ohm resistance. That means here the 10 ohm resistance, this 10 ohm resistance is an load resistance RL. So here the RL is equal to 10 ohm. We know that the first step is calculation of an IN. So for finding an IN, we are just removing this load resistance and short circuiting these two terminals. So here from here we removed the load resistance and we are short circuiting the terminal, and through this link we have to find the Norton's current. So for finding a Norton's current, we are applying the mesh analysis or a loop analysis. So for that we are firstly considering the different loops. So these are the three loops we considered in a clockwise direction. So suppose we are considering the current flowing in a first loop is I1, current flowing in a second loop is I2, and the current in the third loop is I3. Then the next step in the mesh analysis is we are giving the sign conventions as per the direction of an current. So I1, which is flowing in the loop 1, is, suppose it is flowing in clockwise direction, so it through the 20 ohm resistance it goes downwards. So starting terminal we are considering plus and the end terminal is minus. Then in the second loop, suppose we are starting from this 20 ohm resistance, so current flowing like this in this direction, so starting terminal plus, end is minus, again going like this, so it is plus minus, and for this 20 ohm it is going upwards, so it is plus to minus. Again in the third loop, for this 30 ohm current flowing like this, that means in clockwise direction from this terminal to this terminal, so we are considering starting is plus, end is minus. Then for this 20 ohm it is plus minus. Then the next step is we are applying the KVL in different loops. So suppose firstly we are applying the KVL in the loop 1. So we get, by applying the KVL, suppose we are starting from this 50 volt source, so current is flowing like this in the upwards direction, that means minus to plus, so it is plus 50. Then for this 20 ohm current flowing plus to minus, so it is minus. See here we are applying the KVL in the first loop, so we are subtracting the second current from the first one, that means I1 minus I2, because see here for the first loop we are considering the I1 current, so but the current through the 20 ohm it is I1 and I2, so we are subtracting the I2 current from the I1, here it is I1 minus I2, and this is the 20 ohm resistance, so minus 20 I1 minus I2. Then for this 40 volt current flowing from plus to minus, so it is minus 40 is equal to 0. By simplifying this we get 20 I1 minus 20 I2 is equal to 10. This is the first equation. Now we will apply the KVL in the second loop. Applying the KVL in the second loop, so suppose we are starting from this 20 ohm resistor, so current flowing plus to minus, so it is minus 20 I2. Now here we consider I2 because current flowing through the 20 ohm it is I2. And if you are facing any problem during understanding the mesh analysis, you can see my previous lecture on the mesh analysis. Okay, then suppose the current flowing from plus to minus, so we consider here it is minus 20 I2. Then for this 20 ohm two currents are flowing, I2 and I3, but we are considering the loop analysis or KVL in the second loop, so we are subtracting the third one from the second, so it is minus 20 into I2 minus I3. Here we consider I2 first because we are applying the KVL in the second loop. Then for this 40 volt current flowing like this in the upward direction, that means minus to plus, so it is a plus 40. Then for this 20 ohm it is plus to minus, so we consider it is minus 20 I2 minus I1 is equal to 0. Here we consider the I2 first because the current I2 we are considering the second loop, so I2 minus I1 we are doing here. So by simplifying this we get the equation 20 I1 minus 60 I2 plus 20 I3 is equal to minus 40. This is the second equation. Now we will apply the KVL in the third loop. Suppose we are starting from the 30 ohm, so current flowing from plus to minus, so it is a minus 30 I3. For this 100 ohm current flowing like this, so plus to minus, so it is a minus 100, and for this 20 plus to minus, so it is a minus 20 I3 minus I2 is equal to 0. Here we consider the I3 first because we are applying the KVL in the third loop. So by simplifying this equation, we get 20 I2 minus 50 I3 is equal to 100. Suppose this is third equation. So by simplifying this or by solving these three simultaneous equations, first, second and third, we get I1 is equal to 0.8125 ampere. See here, we have to find the IN. So this IN is nothing but I1. So we don't need to find the I2 and I3. So we only considering the I1, and that I1 is nothing but IN. So we are considering the I1 is equal to, or we found the I1 is 0.8125 ampere. So it is nothing but the IN. So it is IN is 0.8125 ampere. Now the second step is calculation of an RN. So for finding an RN, we are replacing all the voltage sources and the current sources by their internal resistances. So there is no any current source, so we are replacing all the voltage sources by short circuit because the internal resistance of the voltage source is 0. So see here, here it is a 50 volt source, so we are short circuiting the 50 volt source. Here it is a RL, we are removing the RL, and here we are finding the Norton's resistance. Then here the 20 ohm resistance as it is, this 40 volt will be short circuited, this 40 volt will be short circuited here, then 20 ohm, here it is a 20 ohm, here it is again 20 ohm, then this is this 20 ohm as it is, here it is a 20 ohm. Now this is the 30 ohm as it is, 30 ohm, and this 100 volt will be short circuited because all the voltage sources we are short circuiting. Now here we have to find the Norton's resistance. Always remember that when we are finding the resistance or equivalent resistance, start reducing the circuit from the other end. Suppose you have to find the resistance here, so start reducing from this end. So this 30 and the 20 is in parallel, so Rn is equal to, we get this 20 parallel with 30, 30 and 20 is in parallel, then this combination will be in series with 20, so plus 20, and this combination will be in parallel with 20, so this whole combination will be in parallel with 20. So by solving this, we get the value of Norton's resistance is 12.3. If you are getting difficulties for solving this calculation of parallel resistances, you can also refer my previous video, so you will understand better. So see here, I will explain you the one step. So for finding this 20 and the 30 in parallel, so 20 into 30 divided by 20 plus 30 plus 20. So this is the simple calculation, and this calculation again will be in parallel with 20. So by doing the calculation, we got Rn is equal to 12.3 ohm. So this is the Rn. The second step is completed. Now the next step is calculation of an IL, load resistance. Load resistance, calculation of an IL, that means current through an load resistance, IL. So for this step, we are replacing the network with the Norton's equivalent network. So here it is an IN, Rn in parallel with load resistance. So we found the IN is 0.8125, Rn is 12.3 ohm, it is an ampere, and the RL is 10 ohm, RL is 10 ohm, through which resistance we have to find the current, that resistance will be the load resistance, so it is a 10 ohm. So by using this formula, that means we have to find the IL. So by using an current division rule, Rn divided by Rn plus RL into the IN. So by putting all these values here, we got IL is equal to 0.4545 ampere. So this is the final answer for the load current, that means current through an 10 ohm resistance. Thank you. Now we will see the next example. The example is obtain Norton's equivalent network as seen by load resistance. Here the value of an load resistance is not given, so we have to keep as it is, RL as it is, and we have to just find the equivalent network. So see here the same steps, calculation of an IN. So we are just removing this load resistance and we are short circuiting the terminal. There is no need to draw the RL here. So we are removing the RL. So just remove the RL. We are removing the RL and just make a short circuit here, and through this link we are finding the Norton current. So for finding an IN, we have to apply the mesh analysis. So the first step of a mesh analysis is considering the different loops. So these three loops we considered here. So firstly we are considering the current through the first loop is I1, through the second loop is I2, and through the third loop is I3. Again we are giving the sign conventions, current flowing like this terminal to this terminal, so it is a plus minus, plus 2 minus. Then for this current it is plus 2 minus, plus minus, plus minus. Again here there is no any resistance, we short circuited here, remember that. Then for this resistance plus 2 minus. So we are applying the KVL in the first loop. We get, suppose you are starting from the 120 volt first, then it will be 120. Then for this current resistance, current flows from plus to minus, so it is a minus 30 into I1. For this 60 ohm, it is a minus 60 I1 minus I2 is equal to 0. Here we consider I1 minus I2 because the current flowing through the 60 ohm is I1 and I2 both, but we consider I1 first because we are considering the loop 1. Then by solving or simplifying this equation, we got the final equation as 90 I1 minus 60 I2 is equal to 120. This is the first equation. Now we are applying the KVL in the second loop. Suppose we are starting from the 40 volt, current flowing from minus to plus, so it is a 40 minus, because it is plus to minus, therefore we consider the minus here, so minus 10 I2. For 30 it is minus 30 I2 minus I3. Here we consider I2 minus I3 because we are considering the second loop. Then for this 60 minus 60 I2 minus I1 is equal to 0. Here we consider the I2 first because we are considering the second loop. Then by simplifying this, we got minus 60 I1 plus 100 I2 minus 30 I3 is equal to 40. This is the second equation. Now we are applying the KVL in the third loop. Suppose we are starting from the 30 ohm, so it is a minus 30 I3 minus I2. Here we consider the I3 minus I3 first because we are considering the third loop first. So then for this 10 ohm, it is current flowing from minus to plus, so it is plus 10 is equal to 0. And again by simplifying this, we got it is 30 I2 minus 30 I3 is equal to minus 10. This is the third equation. Now by simplifying all three equations, or by solving these three simultaneous equations, we get I3 is equal to 4.67 ampere. See here, there is no need to find the I1 and I2 because this I3 is nothing but IN directly. So we are finding only the I3. By solving these three equations, we got the values of I1, I2 and I3 in the calculator, but we are considering on the value of I3. So IN is nothing but I3, so it is a 4.67 ampere. This is the final value for a Norton's current. Now the second step is a calculation of an Norton's resistance, so it is RN. So for finding the Norton's resistance, we are replacing all the voltage and current sources by the internal resistances. So voltage source should be replaced by short circuit, so and the current source should be open circuited. So we are replacing this 120 volt as a short circuit. So short circuited this, then this is a 30 ohm resistance as it is, then here it is a 60 ohm resistance as it is, then this 40 will be short circuited, then here it is a 10 ohm, here it is a 10 ohm, then this 30 ohm as it is, here it is a 30 ohm, then this load resistance will be open circuited, and here we are finding the Norton's resistance. This 10 volt will be the short circuited. Now see here we have to find the Norton's resistance. So we are starting reducing from this terminal. So this 30 and 60 is in parallel. So we are taking 30 parallel with 60, and this will be in series with 10. So plus 10, and this combination will be in parallel with 30. So parallel with 30 is equal to Rn. So we are getting the Rn is equal to, Rn is 15 ohm. So Rn is 15 ohm. Then the next step is finding the Norton's equivalent network. Actually we are finding the load current, but here we have to only find the equivalent network because RL is not given. So we are replacing it with IN parallel with RN parallel with RL. So IN we found here it is a 4.67 ampere, RN is 15 ohm, and the RL is not given. So as it is. So this is the final answer for the Norton's equivalent network. Thank you.